Alright, welcome back to the channel. After just uploading my my behind the eight ball tutorial, now I want to introduce a trick that will combine both the behind the eight ball, which is that trick, and the helix, which is that trick. Now, in order to do this, it's going to take a very simple trick. Now, this is one of my favorite tricks. It just looks like this. Pretty easy. Once you know how to do the behind the eight ball and the helix, this trick should not take very long to learn. It only took me a day to learn. It's just that right there. Alright? So, this, I know a lot of people do it, but the person I learned it from was a tutorial channel, or just a channel on YouTube. His name is Knifiac. K-N-I-F-I-A-C, Knifiac. He's got a pretty good channel. Go check his out. He has some of his own combos on his channel, including that trick. But yeah, I learned this off of his channel, so I'm going to try and describe it my way and some tips that help me out with this trick. So let's get started. The trick itself is basically half an index chap, half a 0G index chap I should say, to a pivot sort of move, to another pivot sort of move with the safe handle, to a thumb rollover, to another half index 0G thumb rollover, to a pivot, to a thumb roll, into open. Now, I didn't really explain it that well, but when I break down the trick, it should make a lot more sense what I just said. You know, not really good at that. Alright, let's do this. So basically, you're just going to start by swinging out the knife, and it's basically like starting the behind the eight ball. If you want to, you can even do the triple rollout, like in the start of the behind the eight ball. And then you're going to move your index finger in there, just like you're doing the behind the eight ball. And normally with the behind the eight ball, you'd squeeze in the thumb chap right here to do the thumb chap, and then that. But instead, what you're going to do is you're going to do that 0G index chap. You're going to grab the safe handle. Now, instead of doing the thumb chap, what you want to do is after you grab that safe handle, you're going to be holding on to the back of the safe handle and the front of the safe handle with your index finger, just like this. So this is how you want to be holding it. So after you get that, then you're going to do a thumb roll, basically a Zen rollover. After you do that, you want to do the Zen rollover, which you should already know by now if you're watching this. I explained that in my first video. I'm not going to teach the Y2K. I'm not going to teach the Zen rollover because there are so many other channels out there that already have it. So once you get that down, then you do the Y2K, or sorry, the Zen rollover, and then it's going to end up like this, like in the end of the helix and the behind the eight ball, and you can just swing it up like that to close it. But instead of doing that, what you're going to want to do is after you get to that point, you're going to insert your index finger again on the back of the bite handle, which you're already holding. So then you're going to swing it around and you're going to grab the bite handle, just like that. Alright? Do that. Do the thumb roll. And do an index roll. And now you're kind of like this. And this is where the trick gets a little bit tricky and a little bit dangerous if you don't quite do it right with the momentum. So you do that, and then after the thumb roll, you insert your index finger, you roll it around, and you grab the bite handle. You're right there. And then you're going to want to bring it up, and this is where it gets tricky. It's going to come up right here, and then you're going to twist the bite handle so the blade and the safe handle are facing outwards away from you. And that's going to end you up in this position. And then all you do is you do another Y2K. Then you're right there, then you swing it up, and the trick is done. So one more time, you do the 0G index chap, you grab it, so just like you're going to insert your thumb in the behind the eight ball, but you don't. Then you bring it up, and you swing it, and then it's like you're doing the Zen rollover. Then you insert your index finger again, do the same thing basically, except without the chap instead of it's a rollover. Then you're going to bring it up, Then the blade is going to be facing you, which is the dangerous part. And as it gets to about right there, you're going to want to swing it over. So you're holding it like this, and the blade and the safe handle are facing away from you. And then you're just going to do another thumb rollover. And since the spine is facing you, you don't need to do a wrist pass, but always recommend doing the wrist pass, because then you have it in your muscle memory that, hey, after this trick I should probably do a wrist pass. Like, I even do wrist pass after fanning, and that's not even necessary, and it just makes it look a little bit nicer. So, one more time, go over this trick slowly. You do the rollout, just a single rollout. Insert your index finger, do a 0G thumb chap. As it's coming around, instead of inserting your thumb, just swing it, and it's like this. Then you're going to do a Zen rollover. Then you're going to do a wrist pass. Insert your index finger again. It's going to come around for a rollover. Then you're going to grab it. And then you're going to let it come up. It's going to go like this. Then you're going to twist the handle. And then you're going to allow it to swing, and it's going to be like that, and you're going to do a thumb roll. And that is the trick that will get you into the helix from behind the 8-ball. Now I will go over how exactly you're going to incorporate that. You're basically only going to be incorporating about half of the trick I just showed you into it. Basically like that. So what you want to do is you want to do the behind the 8-ball, which you should already know. And as you get here, instead of closing it, you're going to do the end half of the trick I just showed you. You're going to insert your index finger, and remember I showed you the dangerous thumb roll, or pivot kind of thing, and it's going to swing around, and you're in this position again. And that's where you're going to throw from the bite handle, swinging the safe handle around. That's going to come around, and that's going to allow you to do the helix. And then you end it. Now, I know it seems a little bit confusing, but once you learn it, it will help you out so much. It will help you out with both of the tricks, because it's basically like the first combo you're going to be doing. Is you're going to want to incorporate these two tricks because they're really fun to do. And once you get them down, you can incorporate them into almost anything. So you should definitely learn this. It was really fun when I learned it. I was really happy. It helped me out a lot with my helixes. Once you kind of know the behind the 8-ball, it's kind of like riding a bike. You don't really forget how to do that, kind of. So I hope this helped you. Just remember, do the behind the 8-ball, and then once you're here, insert your index finger and do the ending of the previous trick I showed you, and swing it, and then that brings you into the helix. You do the helix. So, hope this helps you. Not sure what I'm going to do for my next trick tutorial. I might make it a little bit more advanced. I'm probably actually going to end up doing the hellish tutorial, because I know some people who want to learn that. So, stay tuned. Be sure to upload more tutorials. Hope this helped.